Hi guys, my name is Bobby and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to do a tag. Now, I'm not usually into tags all that much because my bookshelf is so limited. Like, the books that I actually have here are not that many, so I feel like I can't do tags that well because I don't have all of my books to choose from. But this tag sounds fun, and it is the Booktube Watching Tag. So this is all about Booktube and other booktubers, which makes it kind of fun because then it's kind of like a shout out video as well. I guess the original tag was created by Harriet Rose. I will link her channel down below. But I saw another one of my booktuber friends, or booktubers that I watch, do this, so I decided I'd give it a shot. Question 1. How many channels are you currently subscribed to? I am currently subscribed to 70, I think it's 70 or 75 channels, I believe. I wonder if it shows me. I don't think it does. Pretty sure it's like 70 according to when I watch, because I watch it through my Fire Stick. So when I watch it through there, I believe it says it's like around 70, 75. Question 2. When do you normally watch Booktube? Does all the time count? I'm always watching Booktube. The way my schedule works is I work graveyards. I tend to work graveyard shifts or really early in the morning, like I go to work at like 2:30 or 4 in the morning. So I'm usually off by like 9 or 10 a.m. So I have the whole house to myself. Like, my husband's at work and my kids are in school or whatever. So if I'm not filming or reading, I'm watching Booktube, and I at least try to watch every single day and keep caught up on everybody's videos, because I love watching everybody else's videos. So I always try to keep up. But I literally watch Booktube every single day. I kind of get withdrawals if I don't watch at least once a day. Question 3. How do you balance Booktube watching, reading, and making your own videos? Does anybody balance anything really well? Like, for me, the reading part is hard because I'm such a mood reader that I have to be in the mood to read. And there's some days where I'm just not. And those are days where I binge on Booktube and then I discover new booktubers, or I will find a new booktuber that I really enjoy and I'll just binge all their videos or whatever. And then filming, I tend to film on Thursdays because Thursdays I'm usually off work, and so I don't work at all, and my kids are in school and my husband works at 10 a.m. So I get from 9:30 a.m. till 2 p.m. all by myself, so it's perfect to be able to film because I can film uninterrupted. And so, I mean, that's kind of the balance. If a box shows up, because I have no chill, and I want to unbox like the bookie box or whatever, a lot of times I'll try to fit that in when I can. And even when the kids are home, so it takes a lot of editing because it usually takes me longer because the kids are in and out and bothering me. But the reading is where I struggle because I get so tired that when I go to read now, it makes me want to fall asleep. So I have a hard time trying. And then there's days where I will sit and read all day and that's all I do. So, I mean, it's just a careful balance, like just like you balance everything else. I work full time. I'm a mom. My daughter plays 3 sports. Like, you just find a way to balance it. Question 4. Is there a difference between videos you like watching and videos you like making? Not really. I like to make hauls, unhauls, wrap-ups, stuff like that, where I get to talk about what I've read or like why I'm getting rid of something or whatever. When I can talk in depth about a book, I like that the most. Like, I'm not really a big fan of tags. Like, I don't watch many tags because a lot of the questions tend to be recycled, so you get the same thing over and over again. So, you know, tag videos aren't really my thing unless it's something like this, or it's really different or interesting. I also like videos that are really, really creative, like Lala over at Books and Lala. Kayla is one of the most creative people I've ever seen, and I think she's one of the most creative people on Booktube. Like, she comes up with the coolest ideas for videos and vlogs and like challenges for herself. Like, she's amazing. Like, I could never be that creative. Like, and of course when she does stuff, I'm like, oh my god, that is so cool. But it's not ever something I would ever think of. So, but I like watching just about everything. The only things I don't really like watching, like I said, are tags. I love best and worst lists. Those are my favorite. Like, I can't wait to film mine this year for the end of the year. I really love those. And I also love like the no disclaimer book tag or the unpopular opinions book tags. Like, anything where somebody's throwing shade and, like, you know, where you have to put a disclaimer like, oh, if I'm talking bad about your favorite book. I love those. And rant reviews are also fun to watch too. But I don't really, I'm such a baby booktuber still that, you know, all I really like to film right now is wrap-ups, hauls, anything where I can talk about books in general. Question 5, who is the first booktuber you subscribe to and still you do watch them? Yes, I do. I believe the first booktuber I subscribed to is Vicky at chapter 32. I'm pretty sure. Because the way I found Booktube was I was scrolling through Facebook and there was an ad for the Nocturnal Reader's Box, which is now defunct. But because I like horror so much, it was an advertisement, oh, you might like this. So I clicked on it and went and saw like what it was about or whatever. And so it took me to like a video, like a YouTube video of somebody unboxing it. Well, there was one of this other channel and it was terrible, but then in the suggested videos was Vicky's video. So I clicked on hers and I watched her unboxing and I liked her unboxing better. So I watched her channel, or just watched that video of her unboxing, and I was like, oh, that seems really awesome. And then I started subscribing to that box. But then I kind of fell down the rabbit hole, because after watching her video, then I went to her channel and saw like all these other stuff that she was posting that it was about books. Like she wasn't an unboxing channel. She was talking about different books or whatever. And then I fell deep down the rabbit hole. Like then I found all these other channels and the suggested videos. And I think I spent like 3 entire days like just watching all these booktube videos. It was kind of insane. Like my husband goes, "Are you ever leaving your room again?" I'm like, probably not, because it was just so much fun. I was a goner. So yes, of course. So she's the first one I subscribed to, and I also still watch her channel, of course. And you know, her and I, she's actually my first and right now only really good booktube friend. So we buddy read stuff together. We talk a lot. We're the same age. We have a lot in common. So it's actually kind of funny. The first booktuber I subscribed to is the one that encouraged me to start my own channel, and I talk to on a regular basis. Question 6, who is the most recent booktuber you subscribe to? This I'm going to have to look up because I subscribe to new stuff all the time. Okay, so after checking, the last booktuber that I subscribed to is The Three Bookshelves, which is, and her name is Tara. And she was... she did this tag, and that's what kind of inspired me to do this tag. But yeah, Tara at The Three Bookshelves. She's really funny. She reads a lot of the same stuff that I read. Kind of. Like, she doesn't read, like, horror as much as I do, but she likes mystery thrillers and, like, you know, along the same vein that I do. There's one video that I watched, because I was going through her videos and watching some, and I believe it was a wrap-up. Like, one of her wrap-ups. And there was a thunderstorm, and you could hear it through the camera, and it was so loud. And the faces she made, you know, and just like, really? Like, just go away. It was so funny. Like, I really like her channel. Number 7 is share an old favorite booktuber. So my old favorite booktubers that have watched, like, OG, like, from the beginning, like, after I subscribed to Vicky and fell down the rabbit hole, are Chelsea from Chelsea Darling Reads, Kayla over at Books and Lala. Both are pretty big. Kayla's really big. Chelsea's on her way to being big. I love both of them. Chelsea is super hysterical and funny. She's a plus size girl, so, you know, and so am I, so we connect on that level. Chelsea reads a lot of contemporary, which I do not, and I do like watching other channels that don't predominantly read what I do, because I find it more interesting and maybe would find something that I would like, you know, to get an introduction to a genre I wouldn't normally pick up. But Chelsea's great. She's really funny. I really like her a lot. And then Kayla, like I mentioned her before, she's very creative. She reads a ton. She loves mystery thrillers like I do, but she also reads contemporary a lot. She's not really into historical fiction or horror. She doesn't really like romance or anything like that. She's pretty mystery thriller and some contemporary. She really likes YA, but she does read adult as well. But her creativity, like, I can't get over her creativity. She creates the coolest videos. If you go over and I'm sure most of you have already subscribed to Books and Lala, but if you aren't, or you are and you have not watched, if you go into her her videos and her playlist, if you have not watched the Closet Unhaul series, it is the best thing ever. It is so funny. And a lot of people have done recreations on, or a variation on the same thing. Here on BookTube, I've seen it around, but she was the original one who did it. And it's super funny watching her reactions in those videos. Like, go subscribe to both of them if you haven't. Also, ones that I first subscribed to that aren't major, big, huge names was Natasha over My Reading is Odd. Natasha's Canadian. She is, she reads a lot of horror. She's really into Stephen King. She does Stephen King Sundays, which she kind of fell off of, like, back in May because she got sick, but she's starting them back up again. She's currently reading all the Stephen King books in publication order. She's really quirky and funny. Like, her hair's dyed different colors. Like, right now it's blue. It was orange, I think it was last. And now it's blue. She's really fun. Like, her vlogs are hysterical. Also, I think last one that's an old school one that I have been subscribed to since the beginning, who doesn't have a high subscriber count, is Julie over at Pages and Pens. Oh, I have another one too, because I have so many favorites. Julie over at Pages and Pens. Julie is a reader. She loves fantasy and contemporary. She also is an author tuber because she's in the middle of writing a book herself, so her channel's a little bit of both. Julie is also a plus size girl who I absolutely love. She's really fun to follow on Instagram. She posts Instagram stories all the time, so it's, you know, she vlogs too, but her Instagram stories are almost just like a daily vlog that you get instantaneous. I really like Julie. She interacts with her subscribers a lot. I've done buddy reads with her, like through like big huge group like internet buddy reads with her, and she answers her Instagram messages and stuff like that, and she's really fun to interact with. I really love Julie, so you should go check her out if you haven't. And last but not least, I think she was the second person I subscribed to after Vicky, and that is Allie over at Hardback Hoarder. Allie is so funny. Like, I love Allie to pieces. She's quirky. Like, her facial expressions, oh my god, that girl. Like, she makes the funniest facial expressions. She makes fun of herself a lot, which is really fun, because she does it all in good fun. She reads a lot of YA and fantasy, and she kind of jumps all over the board. Like, one month she reads a lot of poetry, the next month she reads only short stories. Like, she kind of goes all over the place. Allie's a librarian, so she's constantly doing library hauls, because that she'll never get around to, because, you know, who's going to be able to read like 40 books in a month? But she's really fun to watch. She wears wigs a lot, so one day she'll have really long pink hair, and then she'll have, you know, purple hair, because she wears wigs just for fun. But Allie's a lot of fun. I find her, she does tags every Tuesday. She does unboxings and stuff like that. She's the reason how I found the Bookie Box. So I really, really love Allie. Okay, I still have more old favorites that I want to share. Like, I want to share all the booktube love of all my, like, some of my favorite booktubers. So I'm just going to rattle off a few other ones that I absolutely love. Sam over at Thoughts on Tomes, she's a very huge channel. I don't have to say much about Sam, but Sam's voice is one of those ones where if I'm having a really bad day, if I come on and put on some of Sam's old videos, like, I can just zone out and like do like coloring or something like that and just listen to Sam talk, and it makes my day. She's also one that's fun to interact with on Instagram. I also love Gabby at Gabby Reads. She's a fellow Washington booktuber. She reads a lot of mystery thrillers and stuff like that. She's really fun. Young, fun, spunky. You should go check her out. And also Murphy Napier over at Murphy Napier. She's very articulate. Like, I love the way she can describe a book, like the synopsis and how it made her feel and the way the story flowed. Like, she's just very well spoken, and I really love Murphy. She posts videos like 4 days a week because she's a stay-at-home mom and she has a lot of time for reading. And she posts weekly reading vlogs every single week. She's so much fun. Like, I love watching Murphy. Like, and she's very diverse in her reads. Contemporary, fantasy, classics. She has a classics wrap-up every month and her regular wrap-up every month, so she always reads at least two classics a month. And she buddy reads those with her fellow subscribers. The next question is, share a new favorite booktuber. Well, these guys aren't new, but they're new to me. So, let me see. Cody over at Cody's Book Corner. She's British. Love her. She reads a ton. Like, that girl reads so many books. She also does weekly reading vlogs and stuff like that. She reads pretty much everything across the board. Fantasy. Her favorite's fantasy, but she reads pretty much all across the board. I also love Leanne over at Literary Diversions. Leanne is one of my all-time favorites, but she's newer-ish to me. But her and I connected pretty close, pretty right off the bat, and she's Scottish. Love, love, love her accent. She is also really, really funny. She's self-deprecating, but in the nicest way possible. She's just so funny. She reads a lot of horror, true crime, and mystery thriller. She's really big onto that. She has like a crime corner segment that she does on her channel, or series on her channel, where she talks all about like the crime novels that she's got or read recently. She also runs her own podcast. Spencer over at Common Spence. Just found him a month ago. Love, love, love him. Love him. Spencer is super funny. Just, oh, I love watching Spencer's videos. He's also very creative, and he's taken off really fast. He's fairly new to BookTube himself. I think he's been on BookTube a year, maybe a little bit less than a year. But his channel's completely taken off, and I absolutely love him. Like, he is so much fun to watch. Like, I look for it. He posts 3 days a week, and that's what his schedule says, but it depends on his work schedule sometimes. But I can't wait. Like, when the notification goes off that Spencer's posted, I immediately go and watch. And then, last one for this one is Samantha Leanne over at Leanne's Lit. She reads a ton of horror. She reads a ton of Stephen King. She's the reason why I got into a lot of the different horror books. You know, she's gave me some pretty good recommendations. Samantha's also taken off pretty quick here recently. I think it was Sam over at Thoughts on Tomes shouted her out in a video once, like as a newer booktuber she had discovered, and her viewer count grew pretty much overnight. But Samantha Leanne she's really awesome. I really like her channel. I love that she talks about horror. It's another fellow horror loving booktuber that you don't really, they're hard to find sometimes. But go check her out if you haven't. She's also reading Stephen King in publication order. Question 9. What are some of your BookTube pet peeves? My number one BookTube pet peeve, I would have to say, is when you're watching a wrap-up and the person who is doing the wrap-up, or the booktuber, every single book they read, oh my god, it was 5 stars. Oh my god, it was 5 stars. It was so great. But they won't critique it at all. I can't stand that. I'm sorry, not every book you read is going to be 5 stars. Just on the other flip side, not every book you're going to read is going to be 1 or 2 stars. Like, you have the 2 overcritical and the not critical enough. The ones that are not critical enough and don't call it out for problematic content, or just go, oh yeah, I loved it, it was 5 stars. And the same token, which I try really hard not to do in book hauls, when every book they hold up, they're like, and I can't wait to get to this one. Oh, and I can't wait to get to this one. And I can't wait to get to this one. Well, obviously, you hauled it. You're excited to get to it, or you're excited to read it, or you wouldn't have hauled it. That's another one of my pet peeves I can't really stand. But I know it's hard to do because I've caught myself doing it where, you know, when you're talking about the book and you go, oh, I just can't wait to get to this one as a way to transition into the next book you're going to pull up. I've tried to stop myself from doing it because it drives me nuts. So why the hell am I doing it too? But that's another BookTube pet peeve that I have. Question 10. What have you learned from watching other booktubers? Pretty much everything. Make sure you make eye contact with the camera, which is tough for me because with my anxiety I have a hard time making eye contact. So I'm doing my best to always make eye contact with the camera. Set up, like, and the booktubers that I talk to, like Vicky and Leanne, like how to set things up to try to get the lighting kind of right. Vicky's the one that told me, like, you know, what editing software she used and that she really liked it so that I would know how to edit, or at least have a start on how to edit videos. She's the one that told me about, like, the website she uses to make her thumbnails. She was a huge help, so I learned a lot from her, and she was very open and same with Leanne. Let me know if you need any help or any questions. So very, very awesome and sweet. But I learned the most from them, I would say, on how to do the backstage booktube stuff. As for video making, I mean, you just pretty much put a camera in front of your face and talk to it. I mean, there's not much more to it than that. You know, if you screw up or you say something you don't mean to say, you just cut it out in editing. That's it, guys. I thought I would just sit down and do a fun little tag video today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.